The Indian Air Force's Operation Sindoor has impressed the world. Now, several outlets are reporting that Greece is seeking operational details of Operation Sindoor to train its own Rafale fighter jet pilots. But that's not all. A former Greek ambassador claims India and Greece must form a strong military alliance against Pakistan-Turkey axis and specially to counter Erdogan. A former Greek ambassador has claimed, quote, Greece and India can act as a bulwark against Erdogan and enhance cooperation in the military field, particularly in Air Force cooperation. It would be helpful to Greece if the Indian Air Force could provide Athens information on how the Rafale performed during the short conflict that India recently had with Pakistan, unquote. Greece reportedly wants to know how the Indian Air Force first hit 9 terror camps inside Pakistan, meeting all Chinese air defenses in place, and then followed it by Scalp and BrahMos missile strikes on at least 11 Pakistani air bases, forcing Pakistan to seek a ceasefire with India.
India again launched missile attacks, BrahMos.
उस बेस के ऊपर 4 सरफेस टू सरफेस BrahMos missile आए.
Now, there's no official confirmation whether India will share such details, as Operation Sindoor is still ongoing, as Indian forces remain ready to retaliate with overwhelming force to any terror attack in the future, backed by Pakistan. Greece also wants to woo Indian tourists away from Turkey. Soon, New Delhi to Athens direct flights will take flight as Boycott Turkey campaign gathers pace inside India. This after Turkey provided drones to Pakistan, which proved ineffective in combat. Yet it shows Erdogan's intent of backing Pakistan's religious extremism and in turn supporting terror groups behind the Pahalgam terror attack, in which 26 Hindu tourists were massacred. Now, we'll tell you how India and Greece are empowering their ancient bilateral ties in the 21st century to counter the Pakistan-Turkey extremist nexus. All this while, Pakistan has been making loud yet unverified claims about shooting an Indian Rafale. And while India has shown satellite images of destroying 11 Pakistani air bases, Islamabad claims it has no proof of shooting down any Rafale, but that they only saw it on social media.
It's all over the social media, on Indian social media, not on our social media.
Indian Chief of Defence Staff has suggested 1 or 2 jets may have been downed during the conflict, but that all Indian pilots are back home. Now, for an air force that operates more than 580 fighter jets in 31 squadrons, that's an easy price to pay for stamping out Pakistani terror. India-Greece alliance has been given a new lease of life by Prime Minister Modi and PM Mitsotakis. It began as a political handshake and now it has become something far more substantial, both economically and militarily. Both are partners in the new IMEC global supply chain. While Indian Air Force and the Indian Navy hold regular military drills with their Greek counterparts all the way from India to the Mediterranean. A few days ago, an all-party Indian delegation journeyed to Athens, where Greece fully backed India's fight against terror from across the border. The visit happened mere days after the Pahalgam terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir that left the nation in shock. Greek leaders were deeply empathetic for the victims and did not hesitate declaring that they stand with India. Greek leaders support India's posture against nations such as Pakistan and Turkey that have been accused of funding and harboring religious terror. Now, this was more than just mere political courtesy. It was a statement to the world. There can be no compromise on countries sheltering such UN-designated terror groups. Just days earlier, the Pakistan military had been seen praying for the extremists who had been slain. Among them was the culprit behind journalist Daniel Pearl's abduction in Pakistan, as well as the one behind Kandahar airplane hijacking. The all-party Indian delegation exchanged intelligence and brief details on Operation Sindoor, India's military operation to cripple cross-border terror camps. SP leader Rajiv Rai remarked, quote, "Whom should we talk to in Pakistan? Their army and government themselves are behind terror," unquote. He also referred to the previous attacks inside India, from Kargil to the Parliament attack, from Mumbai 2008 to Pathankot and then Uri. In every case, Pakistan's role had been established and numerous evidence provided. Yet Islamabad failed to crack down on terror groups which continue to act to this day under different banners. According to Leonidas Chrysanthopoulos, ex-Greek ambassador and Secretary General, Black Sea Economic Cooperation Organization, Greece and India can form a formidable alliance to confront Turkey and Pakistan. He added, quote, "Joint military exercises in the Indian Ocean and the Mediterranean and Aegean seas would constitute a warning to Turkey and to Pakistan to act according to international law. More open support of Greece to India on the Kashmir issue and India to Greece on issues and threats that Turkey uses against Greece," unquote. Collective actions within the United Nations and other platforms would get both countries' voices heard. Better India-Greece relations can be a force for stability in an increasingly unstable neighborhood. It is not about fueling discord, but a message of preparedness, unity, and determination. He explained, quote, "Closer cooperation between Athens and Delhi and the United Nations and other international fora. Finally, an effective cooperation in nuclear technology between the two sides would make Turkey and Pakistan think twice before creating conditions for armed conflicts," unquote. In 2023 and 2025, Indian Air Force took part in exercise Inconnect, Greece's leading air exercise. In 2025, Indian warships also visited Greek waters for MPX-25. A year earlier, in 2024, Greece joined India's first ever multinational air exercise, Tarang Shakti. Back in 2023, India and Greek naval exercise enhanced regional security in the Mediterranean. The Greece-India tale is not just a political one. It's rapidly becoming a tale of people, employment, and aspirations. While Europe grapples with an aging population and labor shortage, Greece is now looking east to India. A historic deal is on the cards that will permit as many as 50,000 Indian workers annually to go to Greece legally and work in areas such as manufacturing, farming, tourism, and construction. It has a double benefit. Greece receives trained workers it urgently needs, and Indian families receive a legitimate, secure route to employment in Europe. Now, this is not just a concept on paper. A system is already in the works. A project named Utopia will provide Indian workers with training, shelter, and fair compensation. The Hellenic Indian Chamber of Commerce is closely working with Indian officials to implement this as a hassle-free, corruption-free procedure. There will be entry points, biometric registrations, as well as assistance for shelter and healthcare. Even the Greek army is allegedly donating lands for temporary shelter centers. This labor contract, soon to be signed, would be a model for other nations in Europe. As if diplomacy and germs wasn't enough, there's big news for Indian tourists and travelers as well. Starting March 2026, Indigo, India's biggest airline, will launch direct flights from Delhi to Athens. That's right, no more 6-hour layovers in Istanbul, just a smooth, non-stop journey between two ancient civilizations with modern ambitions. This is a part of Indigo's aggressive growth plan. The airline is gearing up to operate to 10 new overseas locations, including London, Copenhagen, as well as Tokyo. This Indian airline is taking on a fresh aircraft at the rate of 1 every week, as well as leasing 6 wide-bodied Boeing 787s to operate long-range routes. Athens is one of the first few destinations in this thrilling journey around the world. Common values, democracy, culture, security are uniting the two ancient nations together. India and Greece can serve as a model for how countries develop trust, combat terror, and unlock prosperity together. But what do you believe? Should India strengthen military alliance with Greece to counter the Turkey-Pakistan threat? Leave a comment with your opinion, hit the like button, and subscribe to Inconnect News.